Hello everyone, this is Richard, and this is episode 2 of my medieval town build update series. So I wanted to show a few small updates I'd done since the last episode, and then kind of discuss what we're going to do in this video, at least the main thing I want to work on. And so first you can see I built this wall and extended it a long ways out. I actually used World Edit to get a lot of this done, like at least the core part here to help fill in the stone so it went faster. And one thing I noticed is this wall seems a little thicker, obviously, than the other one was, like on this side, so I did thicken this wall up a little to make it match, although there's still a difference, but it's not as bad as it would have been, so I think it's fine, and I'd prefer to do this thicker style of wall than the thinner one that I have here in the future. But I don't think it's that noticeable, the difference. You really have to be like flying directly above it, and if this is going to be a survival games map or something, then it's probably not going to be, most people are not going to be observing it from the top, I guess, unless you're a spectator. But even then, it doesn't seem that bad. So that's fine. And I also worked on adding the beginning of like a farm here. I just wanted to see what it would look like. I kind of layered it here, as you can see. So there's like kind of multiple layers of crops on it. And I had to do that because I wanted to just keep with the natural like lay of the land and the terrain. Because I think if I keep it more natural and hilly, it looks more like it would as an actual town. Because usually in towns, they can't just completely terraform and remove all the hills to build stuff on. So the thing I want to start doing is I think there should be a path from here to the mine, because it seems like they wouldn't just have an open grass field. They'd have like a path that would break off or like fork off from here and go over the mine. So I think we should make that this episode, and I'm probably going to try and do some terraforming as well. Again, those will just be kind of random updates. I might do a little on camera, but not a lot. And yeah, so that's just the quick update I wanted to show to start off this video, so I will be back. Alright everyone, so I am back, and this is a few days later. So basically I did complete the path finally. I think it looks pretty good, kind of matches the style of the other one. And then I had to try and integrate it with mine, which I just did using some cobblestone half slabs. So you can see it kind of has a good transition there. And so to make it not look completely bland, I also just grew some like tall grass and double tall grass around here and added some flowers. I mostly just did that using bone meal because it automatically grows it. And of course I finished this farm. So that's really all the updates I have for now. But I did want to actually start doing some of the smoothing with the terrain over at this point and at least show you guys how I do it. So basically, using World Edit, you can create what's called brushes if you haven't done this before. And with a brush, what I can actually do is I can type /brush. Well, I think it's /brush because it's World Edit. And then I can type smooth, and it'll equip the default one. I think you can also like try and figure out the exact parameters for it to create a difference, like the exact size brush you want to. But now, if I go like this, it kind of smooths terrain out. It's still very time consuming, but it's way faster than doing it by hand, obviously. So what I would do is you'd start like smoothing it there, and then you kind of bring it up to try and smooth the whole thing. But what really this needs to be done with is here, because this is not very smooth at all. But you can see this definitely saves a lot of time, and sometimes you'll probably still have to do some sculpting by hand with things to try and get it just right. Like with here, we might want to kind of remove this region. Let me grab an axe, in fact, because the wood axe is the region select tool you use in World Edit. So we'll just right click here, pick second position, and I'll grab some of that, click first position, and we'll just type /set and 0, and that should fix it. Actually, that was, I think, more than I wanted to delete. So if you use undo, I'm kind of doing a World Edit tutorial now. Yeah, I'd want to do like that and this, and then type set 0, because that was the height I wanted it to stop at. And then we can just kind of clear out the remaining little bit. But yeah, World Edit is definitely a great tool for building maps like this. It saves you so much time. And of course, when you're like trying to make a map like this, another handy thing is always to look at the like seeds first. To go look up some good seeds as base starting thing, because you don't want to have to make the whole thing from scratch yourself. You want to have a seed that looks kind of like what you want to start out with, and then you want to model it from the seed, because otherwise it would be really long. Obviously, I was looking through seeds, and I found this one that already had some of the river around it, and then like I built all the river in that direction myself in World Edit by hand. Well, mix of World Edit and by hand. And then I obviously destroyed this. This was all one connected mountain. But yeah, World Edit helps a lot, but you can't rely totally on it, and seeds are definitely a good way to start out with it. I mean, you can obviously look up seeds anywhere on the internet. I'm just trying to have some commentary now while I try and smoothen this out and show you guys what it takes to. But then we'll just kind of mess around here. I probably won't do this all in the video on camera because it would just take so long. It would be really boring. So I might just cut until I'm satisfied with it, which may be a while. So I will be... Okay, so I am back, and I just made a fair amount of progress with this. I wouldn't say it's done, but I would say it's definitely done for now. Now, I'm probably going to do just a little bit more. Not really terraforming with this right now, although it's kind of addicting. You just have to do it. Whenever you see something that like bothers you, you have to kind of change it a little bit. But I'm going to try and keep this now pretty much the same the way it is. I did a lot of moving, shifting stuff down, and then I replaced a lot of all the stone with grass, which is another handy command in World Edit. As you can see, a lot of stuff was done with that. You can use the //replace command as well in World Edit. But I'm thinking now I want to make it look a little more natural, so probably the best way to do that would be to take some of these spruce trees and put them here, or maybe even I could turn this into like a little lake here at the top. So we'll do that real quick. So let's just get a starting base for our lake. We'll say set 0. That'll give us a little bit of a base for it. And then from there, I'll just kind of fill some in so that it has a more curved shape. And let's just fill in some on this side. And then I'm probably going to replace that with like some sand as a transition thing. But I want to at least have this for now. So let's just try and make that. And I guess that looks okay. Doesn't have to look perfectly round, really. Well, that just looks weird, actually, but we'll actually put something there so it has a little bit of a rounder shape. And then we'll just fill this with water. And I guess we'll need some sand. I could have actually also just done, I think, // fill in World Edit, but since this is such a small area, it fills up pretty fast, so we don't really need that. And then, yeah, this is what I want to go for, this kind of look over here. So we'll grab some sand real quick. Oh, and probably we should have made that actually dipped down one more. So I'll kind of just add some... Whoa, my game just like completely glitched for a second and froze. So we'll just add some sand around the outline here. I'll fill that up. And kind of just go around here. And let's try and get everywhere, and then fill all this in. So we've got a good outline. Now let's add some more sand on these sides. And I press Q, I always do that. Not intentionally though. But we've got at least a good, okay looking outline for it. So I think now we'll dip it down one more. I think I can do // drain. Yeah, drain, and then we'll just drain for a radius of 4 blocks. Obviously that wasn't enough. Let's do radius of 5 blocks. You gotta be careful with drain though, because if you set the radius too high, it'll drain other things around you. And I guess now we'll just go down one more, which I can actually do with this. Set 0. And we'll actually just make the sand. And make the bottom sand, and then we'll fill it with water. And obviously this was a little glitch the terrain because it wasn't ever meant to be the way it is now, so we'll have to just fill this stuff in kind of randomly. And let's just fill all this in. Let's jump out of here. Let's try and fix that. Don't know, for some reason I'm a little like OCD about it having to fix that part as well. Even though no one's gonna see the inside of a lake that's technically off the land anyway. It's kind of out of the map, but still want to make it look natural. And actually we don't want to do that. I want to just fill it on the inside. And fill it in there. I guess that looks okay, and now we can maybe add some reeds in some different places. Or not reeds, they're not called reeds, they're called sugarcane. I always forget there's like nicknames people call stuff, but it's not really what the game calls it, so you have to remember that. We won't add it obviously everywhere, that would seem a little weird. I'll stack them to 3 tall, because I'm impatient and can't just wait for them to grow. And yeah, I think that looks pretty good. We've got a little lake here now in the middle. And let's grab some spruce trees. Some spruce saplings. And I may eventually actually connect this area up to it. Simply so that it kind of it has an area where it connects to the rest of the city. But really at a certain point it's supposed to be outside the city. So it'll be visible is the idea from it to make it look more natural. So now let's just grab some bone meal and grow all these. And then I think we'll end the update video episode here. We've made a fair amount of progress. I think we're pretty much finished the manor now. And we've kind of got we've got the area looking a little more natural, I think, with this. Which will be nice. Wow, it's taking a lot there. Come on, you can grow. You can do it. Good thing this isn't survival, because that would have been just so much bone meal there. Okay, we just created like this giant tree in the middle here. That's really big. Hopefully these won't be too close. Actually, I'm probably gonna then move this off a little bit more to the side then. We'll put one there since there's nothing nearby that. Yeah, and that's probably a good distance. I think that's adequate. Yeah, that's adequate. That's probably not though. So we'll move that over there and grow it. And yeah, we did put some here. Felt like we did. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good for sure. That looks a lot more natural than it did. Let's take a quick view at it from here. So now you can kind of see the reeds from the lake. And since this is going to be an SG map, I won't make the border. I probably won't make the border that far. So if this turns into an SG map, you'll definitely still be able to leave the city and just cross over the walls and over here. And in fact, there'll probably still be like loot and chests out here. So this definitely wasn't pointless, because this is definitely going to be on the map still. Because if we just kept it within the confines of the city, it would be pretty small. So yeah, we made a lot of progress. We got this road done, we fixed some of these things, and we got that whole place looking pretty nice. So thanks for watching, everyone. Richard out.